Hello, the internet!
Yes.
Hey, I say that bit. I'm John. This
We're all
is Sean.
excited though, John.
Yes. We are excited. We're live so
It's
far.
Wednesday, it's 8 o'clock.
It must be time for those video guides.
Hey, my champagne.
Yes.
Stop trying to nick my champagne.
Indeed, Ellis, I know you...
Can I have some whiskey next week?
Whiskey?
Well, we'll see if we can push the budget out. I know Elazar's a barely functioning alcoholic, so I know it's quite important for you. This is Elazar, this is Sean, I'm John. Yes, we are those video guys. And what a show we have got for you this week, guys. We have got some fantastic clips by Key of Awesome, or Barely Political, I mean.
Yeah.
We are going to be looking at the Bitly's Top 5 once again, the top 5 tweeted and retweeted clips. We've got a very special look at a new series starting proper at the end of the week, called Aidan5.
Yes, we've had a sneak preview, folks.
We've been
special speak of episodes 2 and 3.
And are we going to be showing a bit of a sneak preview?
We are, indeed. Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. A very special. You won't see it anywhere else until Friday.
And we've got something else very special, haven't we?
We certainly have got something else very special. I took time out of my busy schedule this week. Oh, it's on the couch if you want to grab it, Alyssa. I took some time out of my very busy schedule this week to interview one of the original internet icons, YouTube sensation,
a phenomenon,
a man who is in many ways transcended popular music. That's right, he is the mystery guitar man. I interviewed him. The interview will be going live on YouTube as soon as we're done here, and we will also show you a sneak preview of that interview.
And what do we have here?
Your ukulele.
Well, you have certainly well, you've put me on the spot here. I feel like I ought to play something, but I won't, because we need to maybe later in the evening we will when we've had a little bit more champagne, we'll have a bit of a sing-song.
Indeed. But we've got,
well, you two can have a sing.
We've got some music coming up in our first clips, I think.
We certainly have. It's shall we have a look at the clip?
The Key of Awesome.
Mm-hmm. By Barely Political. Oh, sorry, you're doing it this week.
Excuse me. Date I've got next week open. When do you have open? I sent you my left ear, but you tossed it off the pier, then said something I couldn't hear. What? I gave you all my string and my fingernail clippings. I hope I don't sound deranged, but I'd chop off my head for you. I just went on.
Okay, now Elazar, can you just explain to me what that was?
They're really funny.
Explain it to me.
Well, Barely Political have several channels on their YouTube page. One of which is called Key of Awesome, and Key of Awesome is a parody,
a musical parody,
a musical parody show. So every week they launch a new video which is taking a very sort of well-known popular song of the time and spoofing it. And this week they've launched the Bruno Mars Grenade parody, and that's what it is. And they take the song, the music, and they change the words and make something a bit funny out of it.
Now you say a well-known song. I know I'm perhaps slightly older than average here, but what is Bruno Mars? Should I feel bad for not having heard of that before?
I mean, they've got other stuff like Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, yes, they've got, and Katy Perry.
As I say, what is Lady Gaga?
Shall we show you the parody of Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga travels around in an egg.
In an egg? Yes. How about that?
This is Key of Awesome, Lady Gaga.
First of all, this song is not as good as Bad Romance, and it's not even close to Poker Face or Just Dance. So I will distract them by getting half naked and throw everything at them but the kitchen sink. The kitchen sink. What do you think?
Well, there you go. That's an example of the Lady Gaga. Quite sexy, actually.
Yeah,
quite sexy video that was.
Better than the real thing, in my opinion. In my limited and fairly unknowledgeable opinion, better than the real thing.
You know, I think Key of Awesome is very funny, and they've tuned into a young kids audience who just like to see all their popular icons being spoofed.
There's always, you know, go back to Spitting Image or something like that. There's always been a lot of people spoofing pop songs and having a bit. I mean, sometimes, I mean, you look at something like, say, Lady Gaga. They take themselves so seriously, and having a bit of fun with it, and these guys do it professionally and well, and it is
very
genuinely
well made.
very funny.
I mean,
do we know anything about the guys behind the channel? Have we, or are they a sort of mysterious renegade fly-by-night group that?
I personally don't know. We've only made contact with their PR person, so I don't know how much.
Well,
she's
hopefully,
involved in the
at least hopefully we'll get a few goodies or something through the post. Fingers crossed.
But did you watch the Glee Michael Jackson
I
spoof.
didn't see the Glee Michael Jackson spoof.
It
no.
was, yes, Michael Jackson coming back to haunt the Glee.
Oh.
It was it was no, and I mean they pick characters like Katy Perry and Lady Gaga and Kesha who are very, very spoofable, but maybe like the Katy Perry spoof video, the real one is a bit of a spoof in itself.
Yeah.
So are you just spoofing the spoof?
Exactly, and you know, Lady Gaga is not beyond a bit of self-deprecating humour as well, as
No, of
is
course,
my
yeah.
understanding. But they're still, like you say, they're well done, they're funny, they're
and,
nicely
and
shot.
of course, kids are going to love them. But yeah,
Yeah.
I recommend watching the Glee one. That's very
Well,
funny.
that is youtube.com/barelypolitical, and like you say,
And
that's by. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, and then you click on the show
Yeah.
for Key of Awesome.
The Key of Awesome, exactly, and they've
But
got a few.
what they also do is that they release the video, and then afterwards they'll release the making of. And they
Okay.
actually go quite in depth in how they actually produce these videos. And then a few days later, they do a reaction to the comments that people have left on YouTube. So each video has not only just the video, but it's also behind the scenes, and also fan reaction and the producers and filmmakers' reaction to the fan reaction.
Do you not think at some stage they're going a little bit too sort of introspective on these?
You don't have to
things?
watch it if you don't want to.
Well, I
But
won't watch it.
But it's a way of
There you
connecting
go.
with their audience, and maybe
Yeah,
they
no,
get-
absolutely. That's what it's all about.
and they
isn't
get their
it? You know?
ideas, I suppose, also from
Mm.
comments about what should they be spoofing next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, indeed, that's what YouTube is about. So that's youtube.com/barelypolitical. And by the way, guys, I should have said at the beginning of the show, but this is very much your show. I'm talking to the chat room here as much as it is ours.
Yes, I'm keeping an eye on
And
the chat room.
indeed,
here
thank you.
as
Sean
well.
has got the chat room on his
Yes.
laptop, and you can see there's
I've
all
got
kinds
one
of
eye
ways.
I've got one eye on the chat room
And one eye on the camera.
So it's like,
Indeed, and you look good with that as well. So
Thank
that's
you.
that's a nice look for you.
Is it Armani today?
Ted Baker.
Ted
Ted
Baker.
Baker.
Ted Baker.
Ted Baker. I think I went to
Louis
school with a
Vuitton.
guy called Ted Baker, but
And yours is from the thrift store again.
it certainly is. Yeah, but you know,
But it
you
looks
can't
good.
exactly. You
And
can't.
it's your own unique style.
It is. You can't buy style like this. Well, I mean, I did buy it, obviously, but
So,
you can't buy it. Is what I'm trying to say. What
before
I-
we move on, so we don't forget, Key of Awesome. Do we
Clink.
give it clinks, or
Oh,
do we
yes.
not give it
Well,
clinks?
out of
Awesome,
politeness,
give it
I'm gonna give it
I
a
will,
clink.
definitely.
Yeah, I know you guys liked it a lot, and yeah, clinks to the Key of Awesome. 3 clinks, why not? Me, I'm clinking it for the music more than anything. But...
Yeah.
So, as I say, this is your show as much as it is our show. There's all kinds of ways, if you could just put that back up, to contact us. Of course, we've got the chat room
Yeah.
in the... we've got the chat room on the screen that you can see there, to the side of your screen. Elazar's got a little iPad just off screen
I
that he's
do,
looking
yeah,
at now.
indeed, yeah.
And he has got his eyes on Twitter.
On
You can
Twitter,
tweet us
yeah.
at Those Video Guys. Don't forget to join our Facebook page, facebook.com/Those Video Guys, and youtube.com/Those Video Guys TV, where, as we will find out later at the end of tonight's show, we will be putting up live on that channel our exclusive interview.
We've just had a question in the chat room from a Matthew Barrett. He wants to know, Elazar, have you got your order in for an iPad 2 yet?
No, I just bought an iPad 1 last summer. I mean,
I bought an iPad 1 for Christmas and already I hear the upgrades coming
it's
out already.
Absolutely ripped off. I'm sorry,
Yes,
this is absolutely outrageous. It's not even a year between iPad 1 and iPad 2.
Well,
That's
I was
Apple.
actually, when I very first heard about the iPad, I thought it was something. I thought it was some sort of lady's Mac had gone into the sanitary business or something like that.
But no, it is. I mean, it is ridiculous, and that's because Apple just want you to buy a new gadget every single
Well,
year.
apparently I'm a BlackBerry guy, but apparently they release a new iPhone
Which makes no difference to most of us here because we have 24-month contracts.
Guys, this is
But
the
look, that's
YouTube
Q&A
review
time,
show.
that's
Exactly,
Q&A time,
it's
yeah,
the YouTube
Q&A.
review show. It's not the gadget show.
Let's go
that's
to the
on Channel
Bitleys,
5.
I think.
Let's have a look at the Bitleys top 5, the most tweeted and retweeted videos
Yes.
of the week. Elazar, number 5, please.
It's Fangirl.
This
Britney
is fan
Spears.
reaction to the new Britney Spears video. That
Well, yes.
Now, do we know? Is this a genuine reaction, or was it just her spoof, kind of taking the piss out of Britney Spears?
What was really interesting, this was actually one of the more popular ones, and there were several videos of young girls who filmed themselves, who've all just tuned in to whatever it was, MTV or whatever, at the same time with their video cameras, watching Britney Spears' new video, and they were going to record themselves and their reaction.
Well, you do actually know there's been a thing for years on YouTube for people videoing their reaction and putting on YouTube of their reaction to watching Two Girls One Cup. So this could be the next progression. From
Yeah,
that.
I think it's a more savoury version.
Well, if there's 14-year, I'd rather see 14-year-old girls having a reaction to Britney Spears. But
Yeah. So this is a whole new YouTube craze, is it?
It's
People
just
filming themselves.
watching Britney Spears videos.
It probably, for some of them, it's a way of a way of them showing their fanness and connecting.
Exactly, and then it can connect with other fans who are doing the same thing. It's like, oh, we're all fans together.
Do you remember that guy on the YouTube a couple of years back who was going, "Leave Britney alone"?
I do remember
Which
the
was
guy
very
actually.
famous
Yeah.
one.
He got millions of hits,
I think
he became a laughing stock all around
Well,
the
didn't
world.
it turn out that he was an actor, or am I imagining that? Didn't it
No,
sound
you
like
imagine
a very,
he was a very disturbed,
very disturbed individual, but
Yes.
a bit harmless if you're watching. So good to hear. So that was number 5 in the Bitleys. Number 4, Skyrim trailer. Let's have the Skyrim trailer.
Sure. The game is Skyrim Elder Scrolls 5. It's
Elder
the 5th
Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls from the makers of Fallout
Yeah.
games. It's going to be probably one of the biggest best-selling games on the PC and Xbox and PlayStation 3 this year. Combination of role-playing and first-person, and it's great. Previous one was
there was
great,
certainly
but-
lots of chat on Twitter. We should
Yes.
say you could see
But-
why it was being retweeted.
But
all the
what,
time.
what I think is really funny is the Harry Partridge spoof
From
that
last
we
week,
reviewed
yeah.
last week has actually had
More
more
views.
hits
Yeah,
than
absolutely.
the actual trailer for the game.
Well, there you go. I think that's probably what fans are saying about
Yeah.
corporate.
But that's great in a way, because these fan-made things like the Harry Partridge thing are helping to promote the actual product.
yeah.
Of course,
So
absolutely, yeah.
I would hope that. I mean, in the past, I would imagine maybe the big companies would have fought to get these things taken down, but surely they're going to now have to look at these fan-made videos and think.
Well,
this is
actually, they're
helping
now
us.
financing them themselves. I mean, you've got another similar game to Elder Scrolls Skyrim. You've got Dragon Age have paid Felicia Day to make a YouTube series about
Which is
the Dragon Age
amazing,
game.
of course, yeah.
And they've also got there's a Mortal Kombat
It's
YouTube series
Effectively,
coming soon as
the
well.
next step from Pokemon cartoons selling Pokemon toys.
I hadn't thought. I thought more it's the next step from advertising. Instead of taking an advert on TV, which you don't know if it's getting something which will connect with your fans
Yeah.
on the internet. But you're right. It's the same as Pokemon cartoons or He-Man cartoons are kind of like a form of advertising.
It's a 30-minute
But
advert. Yeah.
30-minute advert or a 5-minute YouTube advert, but it's something at the same time, instead of just like an advert, it's something with a storyline, introduces you to the characters and helps you connect. Getting away from that Skyrim trailer, because that's just some clips from the game itself.
Yeah.
But, any game of that level, you're going to get a lot of interest as soon as the trailer hits the internet.
No, sure. No, it's
Okay,
quite
so that's Skyrim trailer
Yeah.
number 4 on the Bitleys. Number 3, Sanity Not Included. The Crows.
video itself is about 8 minutes long,
Yeah.
Yeah, more.
and it's just short sketches, really. Just guys have been playing some games and then cutting up the various outtakes and making little silly voices to go with them.
It is very clever.
It's quite
actually.
funny.
Yeah, it's a great. I think that's a really clever idea. I'm trying to think where I've seen it before, but maybe it's new. Maybe it's a new idea.
I've
It
seen
must be
that
done.
kind
Must
of
be
thing done, but
yeah.
not with computer game stuff. But it has. I mean, it's an old thing to do. Just take a clip
Replacing
from a
soundtracks,
film
yes.
or a television. The one thing I don't know if anybody ever saw. They took clips from World of Warcraft and then stuck on it the sound from what's the Internet is for Porn, from that puppet play. What's that puppet? Avenue Q.
Right.
From the play Avenue Q, and they did a World of Warcraft, but. The actual term from it is I'm trying to remember the term. It's machinima, I think it is.
Oh,
As
I
in
see. Yeah,
mecha
machinima.
and
Yeah.
anime.
Machinima is the YouTube channel that this was
All
from.
right.
Yes.
Well, that's the actual term. Is when you take a computer game and then you kind of like create your own
Like a
anime.
soundtrack.
well,
from it,
I
your
mean, this
own
channel they
soundtrack.
actually call themselves
Yes.
Machinima, so
That's the actual generic term for
okay.
it.
No, I
so-
didn't realise that.
Did you enjoy it though?
I did. I thought it was quite
Yeah,
funny.
it was funny.
I like the was it the Zelda when
Yeah.
he kept on going back and forth in time to impress the princess, but she wasn't having any of it.
Well, there you go.
But
That's the way
silly,
princesses are.
It's a bit silly, and why not?
YouTube.com/machinima, and we will.
Yes.
Well, you can see the clips there, but we will be tweeting these on our website as well later tonight. Number 2 in the Bitleys, Old Men Duelling. Let's check this out.
Let's hope this clip works.
C'est fait, il y a Marlène qui est Serge, c'est bon, il y a Marlène qui est en train de les appeler là.
Ça c'est lui. Arrête. Tu montes dans le secteur, tu recules. Ça va bien te foutre sur lui. J'ai là-haut, tu me sais, c'est là-haut. Le poirier. Le poirier.
Brilliant.
Explain it. Just tell me about that.
There's always been such a love of Star Wars on the internet.
Someone has obviously secretly recorded an argument going on between some French farmers who take out some metal sticks and start attacking each other, and then he's just stuck on these lightsabers as special effects. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Genius.
So these are genuine old men fighting.
A genuine fight.
Genuine
with,
old Frenchmen fighting.
But with jokey sci-fi effects over the top of them.
And why not?
Exactly.
Why not
absolutely.
make light of a serious situation?
Yeah, well, why not? You know,
did you see that kid a few years back who
Star Wars
videoed
kid
himself
with a broom?
Yes,
and turned into a lightsaber. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And his parents sued the people who actually did the stuff on the internet.
Really, the Star Wars kid?
Yes.
The parents sued?
Yeah.
Did they win?
I have no idea. I just couldn't for the humiliation.
I hope so, because I did feel
the poor kid had to endure.
I was going to say I did feel quite bad for that Star Wars kid.
Yeah.
But
I thought I didn't realise it. I thought it was his own creation.
No, but basically he did this video of himself, sent it to his friends, and then one of his friends stuck a lightsaber to it, added Star Wars music, and put it on YouTube, and he became an overnight sensation.
Well, that French farmers fight, I just think is brilliant.
Yeah.
You know.
I think what makes it even more fun is
it's a genuine fight.
A genuine fight going.
Let's see more people take secret camera work of people fighting in the streets and then turning it into Star Wars or sci-fi related.
The irony is,
shot for YouTube.
The irony is, I've seen the original footage, and I think they were arguing over whether or not Jar Jar Binks was any good. So there you go. Number 1 in the Bitly's top 5, The Art of Flying. YouTube.com/Redbull. Now that's
gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely stunning,
gorgeous.
It's okay.
I mean, the high definition footage is just stunning, absolutely stunning. And the thing is, there's nothing more beautiful than just crisp snow, is there really?
No, I think it's a very nice video, but it is presumably.
I'd rather see French farmers with lightsabers.
Oh well, who wouldn't? I think I think the internet might have peaked with that video, but that's an advert for Red Bull, presumably.
Well, Red Bull do these extreme sports events, don't they? And so they've done this trailer for, I guess, a snowboarding event, and they've just shot it absolutely. It looks like a BBC expensive documentary, the way they've been filmed, and the high definition, just crispness of that picture.
And I must just say, I've got into Red Bull, sugar-free Red Bull, in a very big way lately.
With vodka?
No, not so much, but just sugar-free Red Bull. And if anyone from the Red Bull Corporation is watching, get in touch via the website.
Red Bull work right here.
I mean, to be honest, I'm teetotal for like most of the week.
You crates of Jack Daniels.
I'd rather have some Red Bull in here. So if you guys are watching, you know where to come. Anyway, it's a great video and a marvellous product.
Fans of cinematography should watch it.
Yeah. And fans of Red Bull should also drink it. It literally gives you wings. I saw. It's funny you should mention they're doing the extreme sports things. I remember I was in Chicago on holiday a couple of years ago, and they had I can't remember what it's called. It's got like a very bizarre word for it, but where people run off a pier in like sort of homemade Icarus-style planes.
Oh yes,
and see how far into the sea
they've been doing those since like the 1910.
Yeah,
but Red Bull.
How long has it been sponsored by Red Bull for?
Yeah, it's a Red Bull annual event, and you just jump off. Whoever can actually fly the farthest.
I think you've got to fly like 30 feet, so you can have a contraction.
And of course, it just goes.
Most people just run off the end, and there's broken limbs all round. I think, but anyway, it's a marvelous product, and I really can't speak highly enough of the drink or the video. A very worthy number 1 in the Bitleys. In many ways, possibly the best video of any media that I've ever seen. I don't think that's too strong.
Wow.
Do you think that's too much to say?
No,
maybe
if that's
not
how you
for
feel.
It would be.
If that's how you feel.
Not my feeling, but if that's how you feel.
I'm nearly moved to song. I'm nearly moved to. No, I'll save it. But Red Bull, I might make a little Red Bull jingle for next week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I can hardly wait.
Guys, we've done the Bitleys and we've had a look
so what
at
comes up next?
Fairly Political. It's time to look at some web series.
Actually,
the
Mystery Guitar Man.
Let's talk about the Mystery Guitar Man very quickly.
Mystery Guitar Man.
Yes, we took some time out of our busy schedule earlier in the week. We spoke to the original YouTube sensation himself, the Mystery Guitar Man. Life is going very well for him, I have to tell you. He's recently filmed a new trailer for McDonald's and for Coke, and they're great ads as well. And I got a chance to spend a few minutes with him. The video of the interview will be going live at youtube.com/thosevideoguystv after the show later on tonight. we have got a sneak preview, a rough cut of the interview. We're going to show you a minute of it right now.
Yep.
Let's check it out. John meets Mystery Guitar Man. Hello, the internet. We are joined by none other than the Mystery Guitar Man himself.
It was filmmaking. It's always been about filmmaking.
Oh, really? So you're saying that through comments and chats, you actually pull ideas directly from your fans?
You know, everybody loves to look at the past and be like, you know, that was so much better back then, you know, but I love what I'm doing right now because, again, there's nobody to tell me that I can't do what I'm doing right now, you know, so I can do whatever the heck I want on YouTube.
So
How
that'll be
awesome is that?
He's a good guy as well. He's a nice guy.
I'm
And,
really jealous you got to do that,
yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah, I got to meet him live and in person
So
via.
it's no longer a mystery to you.
He's no longer a mystery. He's just Joe.
Well, he does have Joe now on his YouTube page, so he's not
Right.
that much of a mystery.
But I like to call him Mystery. In fact, it was.
Did you call him mystery?
It was tempting to say, "Oh, excuse me, Mystery. How did you get into?"
Or is that a bit too familiar? Would it should
Is
it
it-
be
shall I call you
Miss-
Man?
Mr. Man or
Just
Mr.
Man.
Guitar Man?
Sir,
That's great. I mean,
but he's a cool guy.
yeah.
Very laid back.
And you know, and thanks, Mystery Guitar Man, for actually doing the interview with
Yeah.
our show here in England.
yeah.
And
Indeed.
it's glad he's sort of acknowledging his sort of international fans, not just his US fans.
Yep.
He is a
And,
worldwide sensation.
And with a bit of luck, that'll be the first of many Those Video Guys Meets interviews. We'll be doing
Yeah,
a few more of them in the
that'd be
next
great.
weeks, hopefully. So keep your eyes peeled to our YouTube channel for more
Indeed.
details.
Subscribe to our channel now, perhaps, and then you'll be
In on the ground
notified
floor. You'll be on the ground floor.
as soon as the video goes live. Indeed.
And when we become megastars, you can say, I was there first. Well, we'll say we were there first. You were there second or third or whatever. So that's coming up later tonight on our channel. Now, time for the meat and two veg of our show.
Yeah.
We're looking at the web series.
Web series.
What's up first? It's a new series, or a fairly new series.
I think it's
called-
episode 5 they're on to. They just released
Yeah,
this week.
they're up to. They've done about half a dozen or so. The best sellers, which you can find on the Bestsellers TV, the Bestsellers.tv. Excuse me. Let's have a look.
I thought you could give me the Cliff Notes.
I don't approve of Cliff Notes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I didn't read it either. Baby, husband, work.
This is gonna make Abby so sad. She takes our failure so personally. I did 1 kilometer. Awesome.
That's 5 blocks.
It's her first day. Show her the love.
I don't mean to put a damper or anything, but it's a mountain. You have us in training to climb a mountain.
So, Anna Karenina. When you look at me, what do you see?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I see a woman with fabulous shoes.
I know. They are, aren't they?
I mean, what would you guess I do for a
Now
living?
that is the opening of the first episode.
That's
I
in.
think,
It's
of,
not the. Yeah, it's from the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
Sean
up to about episode 5.
5 at the moment. Yeah,
At the
on
moment.
the Bestsellers.tv.
And that's created by Susan Miller, who also did the web series Anyone But Me, I believe it was.
Okay.
So can you tell us a bit about it now, Alistair?
Well, Bestsellers, it's, as you can probably guess, it's
Yeah.
about a book club of
Yeah.
of women and their sort of daily adventures. I felt it's not really soap opera, but it's drama, kind of like brothers and sisters kind of
Yes.
mold. It's I think aimed at a very sort of highbrow audience.
Yeah.
Highbrow female audience.
Yeah.
We've got somebody asking in the chat room here at the moment. He wants to know: is there a market for web series for chicks?
That's a good question because
Well,
you do.
yeah.
It's weird. On one hand, you kind of think, well, it's 2011. Everyone is on the internet now.
Absolutely.
But on the other hand, you kind of think it still seems like a sort of geeky male pursuit. Sometimes,
yeah.
we are those video guys. Some people call us those video geeks, and they're not entirely wrong. Do women sit and watch a web series on the
Well,
internet?
who are the biggest geeks of all? Felicia Day, Adrian Curry. There's a lot of female geeks out there. Olivia Munn.
I would hope they would, because it's it's niche programming, but everything is now niche programming on the internet. And this
That's
is a
true.
series aimed you know, maybe not young girls would watch it, but slightly old, you know, older 20-something to 40-something women would be interested in this series. I'd like to think there's an audience out there for that, you know, like for any other show. I was really pleased to see, you know, it was a very quality series. I think.
Yeah, it looked very,
you know,
very nice.
If you compare it to, you know, Sex and the City, which portrays women in a really quite negative way. You know, it's supposed to be, they kind of claim to be empowering, but it shows women really as only interested in handbags and
now,
money.
Alistair, I think you're a bit out of your depth here, because I spent 3 months in 2007 unemployed, and I purchased the Sex and the City box set, and I watched every single episode.
You poor man! Did you survive?
No, it's fantastic. I think it's one of the better shows.
I got 20 minutes into one episode and not even a nude Kim Cattrall. Although you regularly see a nude in many other things.
I would
not
hope,
even a nude Kim Cattrall could get me through 30 minutes.
I would hope women would relate more to the characters and the bestsellers than Sex and the City, because you know these felt more real. They're, you know, far more realistic. But
what this was about was real women, where the Sex and the City is about fantasy women. It's about women who have a limitless shopping budget, and you know, it's a ridiculous fantasy, really. But I felt this was an interesting change of pace.
Yes,
for something on the internet.
Yeah. No, I hadn't seen. I genuinely haven't seen anything like that before. You know, when we watch the series, sometimes it's sort of like, oh, well, that's a. You know, we've seen a few things like a few slashes or a few sort of sci-fi dark things, but
the female-centric ones we've seen, like Freckle and Bean, and the best friend.
The best friend,
they're far more sort of youthful and fun, I suppose. And the bestsellers is you know, it is a drama. Yeah, it is more serious. Yeah, but you can, you know, it's got quality writing, and Susan Miller could certainly be writing for a show like Brothers and Sisters, or any of these quality, you know, late prime time evening shows. Yeah. And hopefully that she'll get picked up one day and be doing that one day.
Do you think is that something she's aiming for? Do you think? Or?
I don't know. I'm sure she's very happy doing the web series, and why not? Because she's now on her second or third series, and you know, fantastic career already.
Well, good luck.
She's now one of the leaders, I think, in web series writing and producing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we should say good luck to her. That is the bestsellers.tv. I think we're going to... Well, certainly clink it for the quality. Clinks, 3 cheers, not clinks, 3 cheers all round. I just remembered.
Whatever.
Brad gets a little bit upset when you say clinks. It's cheers. 3 cheers to the bestsellers.tv there. We might not be the target audience, but there's no doubt there is an audience out there for that show, and it's great to see them being catered for.
Absolutely.
Speaking of target audiences, I'm definitely the target audience for the next...
Indeed. Well, let's move on to it then. We've waited long enough. We have had we've seen the trailer. We've got
this
special.
This is awesome. This show.
We've got an exclusive clip. The first.
Should we just show the trailer?
Yeah. Well, perhaps we should say the name of it first. It is Aidan5 at Aidan5.com. Let's check out.
For more than 40 years, Infinity Corporation of America has been the quality brand you know and trust.
Shouldn't you be resting?
Why? Did you solve the case? I'm Charles Maybell, Vice President of Operations. Is there something I can help you with?
One of our lead detectives is suspected of murdering 3 surrogates. If you don't mind, we'd like you to turn over the creation history of his clones.
Yes, I do mind.
All departmental cloning goes through Infinity. Anything else would be illegal.
Are you crazy? I can't take you there. They'll kill me.
Search the premises. I want creation logs, databases, computer archives. If it has to do with cloning, pack it up.
Infinity is gunning for us. You're not safe.
I need answers. Get down!
There are still some things I need to figure out for myself. Tread lightly, detective.
Has anyone seen the shooter?
Hey, disengage now! I have my answer, and now he's gone.
I'm your partner!
What did you do to them? What did you do to us?
Things have gotten out of control. It would seem so, sir.
You know, you get the idea from that. That is the trailer for Aidan5, and we see a lot of people in the chat room for tonight's show the large majority of them seem to be very, very excited about Aidan5.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's great.
It looks exciting. You can
check
tell
it out. Aidan5.com, by the way. You know, as I say, we're having a bit of problems with our Ustream feed, but very much we recommend you to check out that clip in high def on Aidan5.
Well, I believe that because we got lucky. We were sent a preview of the first 3 episodes. But I believe the first episode is already up.
The first episode has been on for the last few weeks, so people have been tuning into that. But as of Friday, this Friday, March the 4th, the series goes regular, and they'll be launching series
one new episode every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks,
there's 15 episodes.
That's right, yeah.
And you know, if you like gritty science, it's kind of like this. It's like Blade Runner.
Yes.
Really, it's a mixture of film noir, detective, Philip Marlowe type stories, Sam Spade, with dystopian future science fiction. What's really interesting is they've turned their low budget around, and instead of it being a negative for them, they've actually
accentuated the positives.
Plus.
Exactly,
It's you know, necessity has become the mother of creation for them, and they've done this amazing style where it's all virtual sets, and everything's in like this charcoal, black and white drawing style, which really I felt enhanced the whole film noir feel to it and gave it if this had been a motion picture using this kind of art directing, I would have been just as interested. I was really blown away by this.
Yeah, and I have to say, I'm sure this is unintentional. That particular trailer reminded me also of the Take On Me video by a-ha that Claudia Christian from Babylon 5 was such a big fan of when I got to meet her just before Christmas. Hello, Claudia, I know you're watching. Elizar, what were your thoughts on Aidan5?
I loved it. I mean, I just, from the moment it starts and you've got this comic book style, and you know, it's not just photos that have been taken and made black and white. They've hand drawn the sets, you know, and it's got such a unique look.
But I don't think it actually has a comic book look to it. I really feel it gives it a real kind of like film noir kind of. It adds to that whole kind of feel to it very well, I found.
And of course, going back to what you said about the low budget being turned into its own advantage, is of course the story is about clones, and so you've actually got the same actors in all the different scenes, because he's the story is a cop who is a clone, you know, is a clone.
He's a clone, and he's
investigating the death of his own clones.
So they've created their own unique universe.
Yes.
Is that correct? And they, you know, there's nothing like it on the internet.
No,
I don't think. I mean, there really isn't.
I've never seen anything
I mean, what
like
is that
before.
technique? Is that a new technique that they've created, or
No, I don't think it's necessarily new, because
there's nothing new. I mean, I've seen similar type of stuff. It's just that the way they've implemented it.
Yes.
I haven't seen it implemented in that way.
We've got another
before,
clip which illustrates how they've done an exciting action scene in this style.
Well, this is. Hang on, before you play the clip, Alyssa, we should just say that episode 1 is up at the moment on Aidan5.com. The series starts on March 4th. This is a clip from episode 3, which won't be up for a couple of weeks.
For 2 more weeks.
So this is another Those Video Guys exclusive.
Get out now! Get down!
Being a detective is all about facts, discipline, deliberation. But sometimes, you gotta take that leap.
There you go. That is an exclusive clip.
Action scene.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't wait to see the rest of that series.
Kind of thing you'd expect in a Michael Bay movie or something
Yeah,
like that,
why not?
being done on no budget, yet looking
front of a
like
green
something
screen,
like major budget.
Yeah, it really, really looks like you say, a major, a big budget production.
I've got to say, for some reason, the lead actor in the show really reminds me of Vincent D'Onofrio.
And for the uninformed among us,
he's one of America's great actors. He was in Full Metal Jacket.
Right.
He's in Law and Order, Criminal Intent.
Okay, you have to bear in mind that the only films I've ever seen are the 3 Back to the Future films and the 3 Problem Child films.
Okay.
Problem Child.
Yeah, and yes, there was a third one, although many fans don't consider it canon, as neither John Ritton nor Michael Oliver appear. But
I
anyway,
can't believe you're
that's,
talking about Canon on Problem Child. Anyway.
well, it's serious business for me.
Aidan5,
Aidan5.
very exciting, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the series.
Like we say, there's so much potential. We've only seen one episode plus that sneak clip, and I can't wait for more. I want to see more.
Yes,
and we are going to stick with this one. Then, in fact, I don't. Do you know how many episodes there are going to be in the series?
15 in the first.
15.
15 the first season.
So why don't we come back to it in say 7 or 8 weeks' time and see how we're doing with the show?
How about we come back to episode 15 and see how it's progressed over the entire
Absolutely,
story.
no, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, sorry, I've just got to take exception. Matt Barrett there in the chat room said Problem Child 3 was amazing. There is a man who hasn't seen Problem Child 3, or if he hasn't seen Problem Child 1 and 2.
I mean, I have arguments with people because I liked Spider-Man 3 and I liked Alien 3. So, you know, some people do like the third film in the series.
But it wasn't part of the series, though.
You know,
It was
I didn't even like Problem Child 1, so I didn't even watch the trailers too much.
All right, I think we're moving away from the subject here.
Exactly.
I'd also like to say that there are several creators and cast members from Aidan5 in the chat room. So if anyone's watching
welcome,
and you've got some questions about the show, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer your questions in the chat room.
Indeed, we'll be sticking around in the chat room for a little while after the show to have a bit of a chat with you guys, and maybe we can get an interview with one of them as well later.
Some clinks.
Oh,
cheers.
Unreserved clinks all round.
Major cheers for Aidan5.
3 cheers, Aidan5, and that is Aidan5.com. We salute you.
I have to say, Aidan5 goes right up there for me, next to Harry Partridge and The Guild as the best thing for me that you can see on the internet. And the other good news is the new season of The Guild is now on YouTube.
Great.
The 4th season's just started up on there.
Well, that's great. We'll be checking that out, I'm sure, in the weeks to come here on those videos.
You can see John's excitement.
I am excited. And what I would say about Aidan5, perhaps the only thing that could improve it is a delicious glass of Red Bull while you're watching. So here's
Jack
to
Daniels.
Aidan5 and sugar-free Red Bull. Now, we move on to the part of the show that we like the most. It is our question and answers time. Don't forget, we've got the chat room to the side of your screen.
If you want to throw any questions in the chat room,
please go ahead.
I'll throw them out to John and Elazar.
Eli, to my right, has got an iPad. Yeah, it's short for Elazar. You don't mind it. Oh, okay. It won't catch on. It won't catch on. It is kind of short for it, though. It's the first 3 letters. But Mad Eli here has got an iPad.
A lot of people are asking before, are you going to... Oh, my God, why am I saying this? Are you going to pay the ukulele?
I wasn't planning on it, but
I think it'll be a good way to introduce the Q&A as we wait for the questions to come in. Let's play us a bit.
Okay, well, let's see if I'm not sure if I'm in tune, actually. Let's have a quick... Let's see if I can just...
I feel I should be flipping coins at the moment.
Well, maybe you should. That's a little taster of my interpretation of the Super Mario Brothers theme. I've got my own YouTube channel, Elazar. Do you have a link to that on your...
I didn't have time to set up, but I did create the graphic
I know,
for
I
it.
thought I saw it in the folder. That's why I thought it
I
was
did create it, but...
Well, here is a reason why you have to watch next week.
Indeed.
Because next week you will find out what John's YouTube channel URL is.
Well, it's
maybe you can tell us now.
YouTube.com/John Atkins III. But I've got a few more... it'll probably block it out, I think, actually.
John Atkins.
They want to use... It's looking like they might use... Your ukulele for the score for the next Aidan5.
I'll be honest with you,
that would be amazing.
It is. It sort of
because you're kind of in black and white
anyway,
already,
doesn't it? I really am kind of in black and white, although this is blue. But indeed, the ukulele I think fits in anyway. You know, it's a very, enjoyable musical instrument both to play and to listen to. It's got a lovely sound. In fact, I said it before, and I think we will in a few weeks' time. Instead of a Bitley's Top 5, we'll do a Bitley's Top Ukulele 5.
Why
maybe.
not?
And I will pick my top 5 ukulele videos.
Can you do that for one of the weeks I can't make it?
We'll see about that. Yeah, maybe I'll give you some lessons as well. We can see if we can play some of them. My ambition is to get Julian Noons on the show. By the way, I have to say that.
My ambition at the moment would be to get Charlie Sheen on the show.
Well,
he has gone.
Why don't we move on to that?
Why don't we talk about Charlie Sheen
at the moment? It's Charlie.
Has he lost it? Old Charlie. He is
at $1.8 million an episode. He
says no.
Nothing.
He says no. What's happened with Charlie Sheen on this week? He's obviously at the moment.
Why doesn't Sean explain what's happened?
Well, let's just explain a little bit of background. He's the star of Two and a Half Men.
Star of 2.5 Men. In last week's episode, the producer put a joke about him in the end credits, in which the producer said, well, the creator writer of the show said, "I don't smoke. I don't drink, I don't sleep around, and knowing my luck, Charlie Sheen will live longer than I do. And Charlie Sheen took offence to it and went on TV and called him by this producer, I can't remember his name, is it Chuck Levine? Laurel. That's not his real name, he has a more Hebrew sounding name. So Charlie Sheen insulted him and used his real name, which then got accusations of anti-Semitism. And because of that, is it CBS pulled
Two and a Half Men,
which is the highest rated show on American
which
television.
in itself says more than you can imagine about America, I think.
And if you think about it, all these people have now lost their jobs because of him.
200.
Because this clown couldn't take a joke.
But which one couldn't take a joke? Charlie Sheen or the producer? I mean, which one of them is more to blame?
Charlie Sheen is more to blame, but he's mental, isn't he? He hasn't gone viral. He's gone mental.
Allegedly.
Well, he's getting 2,000 new followers on Twitter a minute. 2,000 followers a minute.
He had 600,000 viewers just overnight.
Within 12 hours, 600,000 people.
But some of the insane verbiage that he's coming out with is,
and it's all on YouTube. That's what's great.
He's
apparently his fists spit fire.
Yeah, who would have thought that a sort of very mediocre American sitcom, traditional studio-based sitcom could provoke such emotion.
Was anyone in the chat room talking about Charlie Sheen?
He does strafing runs in his underwear before his first cup of coffee. That's one from one of the
Ben for Aidan5. Okay, cool. And that's the name of that kid. I have to say,
somebody says here they're very sure that Sheen is viral. Well, I was actually trying to wonder. Can you catch an STD from watching somebody on YouTube?
He's a virus in himself.
Yeah. I guess we will find out before the year is out. That show, 2.5 Men. I mean, I am staggered.
I've never even watched it, but I've been fascinated by this.
I can't get past 2 minutes. I just think it's very boring.
I can't get past the kid. I just can't look past him. There's something.
That kid is the luckiest kid ever. I mean, 10 years on that show.
It's very popular in the US,
and he's just some chubby, ugly kid, and he's probably got 100 million.
It never really quite broke it over here as a hit US sitcom. Not
like
Friends.
Exactly, yeah.
We've got a lot of stuff. I mean, do you remember a few years back? Everybody Loves Raymond won a whole pile of Emmy awards.
I know,
and they were all on British television.
It was like
on the news. They were going, "What the hell is this show?"
Yeah.
Guys, we've just got to stop this very important announcement in the chat room. Rob Paget says, "Love the old time ukulele guy vids, John." Rob, thank you so much. I think that's probably more important than.
Of course, yes, absolutely. I think Rob is spot on there.
I think he's got a point.
I don't know who this mysterious old-time ukulele guy is,
but I like his style.
But I think we need to find out who he is, and maybe you could interview him.
Yeah, maybe I could. Although we've never been seen in the same room together, so I'm not sure how that would work. But
any other questions in the chat room?
Any other topics
or comments
brought up?
Anything else you want to ask us? Now's the time.
And don't forget, we are still very lucky to have a few guys from Aidan5 in the chat room.
You can ask them some questions.
Guys, well, like I say, we will be posting up all of the videos on our blog page tonight, on our Twitter, and on our Facebook page.
Certainly all the links to them tonight, yes, indeed.
But that is 8:45 exactly. We have done pretty well tonight. Don't forget to check us out. Twitter, @ThoseVideoGuys. Tweet us. We are, between the three of us, constantly on Twitter. We tweet everything that happens to us.
And we have our personal Twitters as well.
We have personal Twitters. Be sure to follow us at EllieCab, at John Atkins III, and at Sean Harry. You guys can see that down there. Be sure to follow us. ThoseVideoGuys.tv is our web address, and live.thosevideoguys.tv is where you can find this show throughout the week, I think.
Yeah.
We will, of course, also be putting clips up on YouTube. And don't forget, guys, later tonight, when are we going to put the video live?
The YouTube. As soon as we finish the show.
Guys, we are going off air, and in 5 minutes' time, on our YouTube page, we will put up the interview with the mystery guitar man, and we've edited it up real nice. The sound is good as well. You can actually hear what he's saying, unlike in that sneak preview. There's a nice little musical montage at the beginning. There's even a cameo appearance from the old time ukulele guy video. So, guys, that is all we've got time for this week.
We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock.
We will be back next week, 12 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's London, England time.
That's the time that matters.
That's our time. We will be back next time, but go to our YouTube page now, youtube.com, put up the graphic please, LSR, youtube.com/ThoseVideoGuysTV, and our nice interview with the Mystery Guitar Man
don't
will
wanna
be going
miss out.
live in 5 minutes. Guys, from myself, from Sean, from Elazar, we'll see you next week. We have been those video guys. Good night.